hard. Come on now. Okay. Hi, what up, Chanel? Welcome. What up, unknown? I'm all right, man. I'm just doodling for fun, doing a nice warm up before we get into page work. Were you able to read the story? I put it out. Unofficial release. It's not the clean version. It's just unedited. So no, none of the art got touched up. You can actually read it. Hey, what's up, gamer? How you doing, bro? Welcome back. Thanks, Kent Teeter. For sure, bro. You can read some of the raw pages on Facebook. I put it up on my page. I put about 13 pages up. Yeah. Well, you get to see me produce it live, so you get to kind of get a little preview of what's coming, I guess. Hello. What's your question? Thank you, IDK. What do you say to someone out there watching you and even suffering through their manga? What do I say? Well, if you're suffering, stop. You're supposed to be enjoying yourself. There's something wrong. You should not be suffering through making your manga. Just because it's a lot of work doesn't mean it's suffering, right? You can enjoy that kind of pain. So, uh, a lot of work does not equal suffering. And you need to learn to enjoy it. It's very important that you don't beat yourself up for not being where you want to be. You have to really understand that what you're tapping into, or at least learning to tap into, is something bigger than you. Your imagination is something that is a bridge to the truth. A lot of the times, you'll find truth in much fiction more than what you'll find in reality. And you're accessing that by being a storyteller, by being a artist, by doing comics, by doing manga, by doing whatever you want to call it. But you have to make sure that you're not putting so much pressure and you're not being so harsh on yourself. uh, you're gonna get better as long as you draw every single day. Don't worry about what that voice in your head says, and really, really, really enjoy making this thing. Right? Think about how epic and grand it can be, and how much truth you can share with the world through your storytelling. Don't get caught up in wanting to show off. Like, look what I can do. That's not what it's about. It's much more about you becoming uh, receptive to the imagination through this medium, right? Through making manga, through making art, storytelling. Just think about being how can I be more receptive to receive more and more from the imagination, from this me showing up to a blank page, me creating random scribbles and turning them into art like you're seeing here. Um, and me working on my manga and stuff like that. You know, don't let yourself even have a single bad thought that brings you down and tries to water down that fire. You need to keep growing that fire and be very passionate, and don't listen to any naysayers, even yourself, and don't be comparing yourself, because you know everybody has their own unique uh, story to share, their own unique art style to share. You should be interested more so in that. And the more quickly you can listen to what I'm telling you and actually do this, the more quickly you're going to be ahead of anybody who's talking shit. and closer, sharing a real piece of you with the world, right? A real piece of art that you created from your own unique way. Thank you, Crack 10. I hope that answered your question, Tapello. So I recommend, Thapello, you do this exercise that you see me doing where I'll scribble and then I'll lightly erase the scribble and then I'll try to find some cool shapes and then I'll make a picture from that. In this case, this character started to come out. And so this is a good practice to start to learn how to tap into what you're interested in, which is what your style ultimately is, right? It's your shape language. The things, the shapes that you make, that you find interesting, and that you bring together to create form, to create characters, magical worlds, whatever the hell, right? So do this practice, do some shape hunting where you scribble, lightly erase, try to find the image, and don't worry about what comes out. You want to actually be just following whatever's there. And you'll find that sometimes it'll be really weird and you don't know what the heck it is, but it'll look interesting at the very least. And then sometimes you'll end up making a character or something that's relevant to your story, right? So very important, I think, a very powerful exercise, shape hunting. It's a great way to get in tune with your own interests and not just be drawing characters that are already established, and finding your interests that way. That's an important way too, but you need to also spend time with some of the chaos, where you don't know what the hell it is, and you have to make sense of it. You have to really ask yourself, what is interesting to me? What is this shape? Is this an interesting shape? And you want to just keep moving your hand. You don't want to be stuck thinking. You don't want to be like, oh, I don't know what this, I don't know. No. Lightly scribble, and then when you're ready, make a mark. See, when you're penciling, it's really like you're thinking on the page, and you'll see things start to form. This is really relevant because when you're inking, it's a different psychology. Inking, it's more about making committed lines that you're saying this is the image. Well, this is heavy on processing and finding and thinking, right? Exploration. Well, Thapello, you need to start producing work because we can sit with that and think about that all day. But if you're not actually putting up your work, if you're not doing 5 pages, a comic that you said, if you're not, you know what I'm saying? You need to put your work out there, even if you don't think it's good. Put it out there, keep going, post every day, and you will get in the groove of it, and you're going to start to see improvement, right? And you're going to start to see your channel and everything growing. So that's the way to do it. Don't be like, oh, have too many ideas. I'm suffering, and I have too many ideas. A lot of people have too many ideas, but ideas are cheap. You need to bring them in some kind of form. So always make sure that you're drawing it out. You're spending time on the page. It's very important not to be precious with your art. I think that's something that could be a huge impediment for you to really get in touch with your style and to reach that liberation feeling where you're just able to create, right? That's what we all want as we're creating. We want to make the worlds we see in our heads, we want to bring them out on the page. And it's really frustrating when there's a lot of learning, uh, fundamentals you got to do. Um, you got to learn a lot of different things, but you also got to learn about yourself. And if you're someone who's very precious and has to make everything perfect and all that, um, you're gonna have a harder time than somebody who's loose and explorative and not attached, super attached to what he creates in terms of, the performance and creation of it, right? As someone who's really overthinking every line, right? If you rewind, once I make the video, you'll see that it was pure scribbles, and then from that chaos, you can order and make sense of those scribbles. So, really important that like I have as much attachment to this character that I did to the scribbles I started off with. Like that's the level of detachment you kind of want to achieve. Doesn't mean that you should hate it or you should not give a shit about it, right? It means actually that you care about it, you enjoy it presently, and you don't become overly protective and overly concerned and overly thinking, right? About how you're gonna bring this home and how it's gonna be great, how you're gonna finish it, and etc. How you're gonna mess up. That's not where creativity lives. That's where judgment lives. Right? That's hell essentially. And what you want to be in is in a state of flow, freedom, creativity. It means really you don't care. You're just enjoying it in the present. Yeah. So this is very important to learn to tap in whatever it is you're doing. Learn to tap into this kind of relishing of the moment and the experience, right? And really get that in check. That's going to help out so much in your life in general, but as an artist, it's going to help you be free, right? Free from your own judgmental perfectionism attachments, right? drawing was Sabrina Carpenter portrait after I started to draw manga. So it was not consistent. Oh, that's cool though. That you're able to do a portrait. That's awesome. It's all right about consistency. I mean, that requires just practice, muscle memory, and you being very careful if you're doing a portrait. But if you're free sketching like I am, and you're making your own character and stuff like that, it's really important to be loose and open. Consistency will come through repetition and um, learning from the mistakes. Well, sir, I got less equipment for manga. I usually got these few white papers. I found them. Lacking, I wish I could have equipment like this, but I don't. Well, I don't have much equipment, bro. I have pencil, paper, and some ink. I don't really use the computer to create manga. I just use it to clean it up. I haven't done that though. I haven't done that yet. Everything you're seeing online, all my stuff is just pencil and ink, right? An eraser. This is eraser is $1. So kneaded eraser. You can also use a wide eraser, but you don't want to erase too hard with that. Don't let don't let any negative whispers come in, right, Fapello? You want to catch them because what their goal is to what up, Jerry? How you doing? What their goal is to make you give up and go down. They don't want you to vibrate high, right? So thank you, Jerry. I appreciate you, bro. So Fapello, whenever you get any thought that tells you you're not good enough or you can't do it or you don't have this and that's why you can't do it, um, tell them that's bullshit. Because you know what? If I didn't have paper and a pencil, right, and ink, I would get a stick and start drawing in the ground. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be flexible and you have to be able to adapt to whatever situation you're in. Just know that it doesn't matter about what people think, and it doesn't even matter too much about what you want people to think, and therefore what you think of yourself. What really matters is about what you enjoy. So you create with that in mind. Jerry, should I subscribe? Yeah, you're welcome to subscribe. I pretty much post every day, and I'm releasing my series Demonation, which is a story about the world we live in, actually, secretly. It's a story about these cloud agents in black who keep humanity asleep to the truly magical world they live in. Follow along, and maybe you'll start to decode the story I'm sharing with you, because there's a lot of truth in it, and a lot of the truth right now is being suppressed and hidden, and a lot of lies are out there. So this is the story that's not only like a shonen, Naruto, One Piece type story, but it's also a story that is gonna be like peeling layers and layers of onion, and all these secrets are gonna start coming out as I keep revealing this series to you guys. It's called Demonation. Later, crack. Have a good one. Yeah, I'll post this. I'm actually gonna ink and color this. I don't know what character it is. I'm just making it up. Let's give her some kind of monstrous hand. I don't know, some kind of like weaponized hand of some sort. This her face doesn't seem like she's a killer, but I want to show like show some kind of opposite. That she's got to be conflicted with. So maybe she's like got this crazy destructive power her arm or something. Or maybe it's like some kind of weapon that sort of takes over her, and she's essentially has to witness this weapon doing the massacring for her, and she's like a really innocent character, I would assume. I don't know her. I don't know what this character is, but I like it. Bro, you made me so happy. I love people with your channel. Oh, thank you. Can I see your face? Yeah, you can see my face. You can see part of my face. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of zoomed in. You can see my eyeball or my eyebrows. Sir, can you advise me to tap to the world same as yours so I can draw without no bad thoughts? Well, you got to stop putting things in a draw well and not drawn well, right? You got to stop that habit. It's okay. It was useful to use that, but from now on, when you're drawing something from your imagination, you got to stop thinking in terms of this is good, this is bad, I'm wasting my time, this sucks, or this is amazing and I can't wait, right? Just don't think like that. When it comes up, understand that that's not the same game. You got to change the game. The game in this case is what can I find that's interesting in this scribbles I made right here, right? And for me, as I look for interesting shapes, I said, oh, this can be an eye, this can be here, this can boom, 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 connecting, making things. And there you go. You end up creating something interesting. When you do that, you'll start to get a little bit more confidence. And every day showing up, doing this practice, you'll get more confidence. Then you can start to tackle the big, scary project that you're afraid of, right? Whatever it is, right? Don't be so attached. Really. Jerry, please. Yes, I do. I have an Instagram. It's the same name, Ash Comics 13. Ash Comics 13. I'm mostly on TikTok, to be honest. That's where I've kind of posted everything first, and it's where I've like grown the most. But I try to go live everywhere and share my content everywhere. I have totally forgot to post on fucking Pixiv and Reddit and DeviantArt. I have to post on those too. But yesterday I didn't. Too. Right now we're probably spending a little too much time on this one, but hey man, I'm having a good time. I don't care. I want to try to make sense of some of this a little bit more. It doesn't have to make complete sense, right? Like sometimes things can just be design, interesting shape design, right? And you'll be surprised at how many things that you consume from media, from entertainment media, anime, manga, whatever, that actually makes no sense in reality or has something wrong with it in terms of like academics looking at art, like, oh, perspective is off or whatever. Um, but looks freaking cool and it works. So art isn't about reality. It's about what is really freaking interesting, what is really cool, what works, right? And you can have some liberation there. You don't some freedom there, some flexibility. You don't need to um, be one of these sticklers like, oh no, it's got to actually exactly be this way. No, there's sometimes where when you try to mimic reality through your art, through line and whatever, paint, um, sometimes you actually need to kind of not mimic it exactly to actually be closer to what people perceive. Like if you're drawing the figure drawing of a model, for example, sometimes maybe the part of her body you can see the bone clearly sticking out, or it's not as like you can see it, but it's not easily transferable, right, to the drawing. So maybe you need to actually make it a little more darker to make that stick out a little more, right? So it can be clear, like, oh, actually, if you were looking at her or him, you would see that that bone is sticking out a little more than you, right? So things like that you'll run into. But if you guys are just creating, drawing from your imagination, not really drawing from life, yeah, there's no rules, you know. As long as you can make something look interesting, you can give it some kind of story, some kind of rationale that you are interested in. That's mission accomplished, bro. Oh, it's Ash Comics. ASHCOMICE. I can't spell. CS Comics. CS 13. ASHCOMICS 13. 1 3. Got it. Awesome. so far. Alright, you know what? As much as I want to color and ink this one's a little time consuming, unfortunately. And I wanted to do some other sketches as well. So we're gonna switch gears here. I don't know what I wanted to make sense with this other arm right here. Like something out of it. Maybe it's like some kind of morphing branch-like arm, or maybe some kind of cannon. I don't know. It really doesn't matter, right? Whatever, whatever it is, bro. It's gonna look interesting to me. Bro, can you see my messages? I can see your message right now if you're talking about this message, but I'm not checking any direct messages right now. Well, hey, let's just color her eyes. Color. What color should I do? I'll give you guys 30 seconds. If nobody responds, I'm just gonna pick a random color. So, let's see here. I'm gonna just color her eyes something. Then we're gonna move on to another sketch. What color should her eyes be? Let's see, guys. Red, orange. What do you guys think? Not in a rush. No rush. You can think about it. Remember what I told you about this character? She's really innocent, but she's got some kind of kill switch where she sort of watches herself become this monster. And he messaged me on IG. Cool, bro. Cool, bro. Blue. He said blue. Okay, we got blue. We got red. Any more colors? I'll let y'all choose. I might go towards blue. People saying you want red? Okay. How about green? I mean, she's innocent, so it's got to be a light color, I would think. So let me get my trusty Presto light out. I'm gonna add some white to her eye. So I want to go over it with Copics. of fix up some of the line work around it. The cat. Where is the cow? Where's the puppy? Where's the cat? Ah, there it is. Nah, it won't really look nice green. Mix a bit of white, red. All right, so blue and red, we'll mess with it. So then now equals purple. So let's do purple. Or pink. Let's actually add some dark around her eyes. Follow me back. Sure, bro. No problem. If are you an artist? Because I try to only follow other artists that are doing their own art. You know. So if you're your own art, I'll check out your page. Doing your own stuff. That's dope. I'll follow. No problem. Help you out. Okay, man. That's awesome, man. All right, we're gonna say bye to this picture. We've done enough for it. I just kind of wanted to accentuate, I guess, some parts, not commit to a whole inking session. But shit, I might. The way it's going. Okay, let's see. adding to it. All right, hold on. Where's my cow? There it is. You know what? How about we do this instead? I'm gonna actually finish inking this and coloring it. We won't start a new one right now. We'll do that. But I'm gonna take a little brief 5 minute stretch, pray, back. Give me a second, y'all. Put my stuff down. All of that initial. Are you hungry? You hungry? I'm hungry. Everybody hungry? بطيخة. Wallahi? But it's not bad, right? This is cold. Okay. Oh, Sasha's trying to escape. Sasha, who do you think you are? Come here. You're not going nowhere. Listen. You shut down. Come here. Let's say hello to the people of the world. Say hello to them. Look at them. Look at them. No, wait. That's Sasha. Get that name right. It's Sasha. God, she gonna find you and beat you up. Look at her. Would you look at it? Would you look at it? She is a handful. If you see how fast she is, oh my god. She's like a mountain of cat. What's up, Debbie? Get the freaking side, son. Don't come back. Alright. We prayed. We're getting some food. Need some food down there. Hello, Mr. Ashcat. Yes, that was Sasha. She's the queen of the territory, and we have to respect. My only social media is YouTube. To be honest, dude, everything else is super addictive and distracting. It's probably best that it's only YouTube. You know, if you're young, your brain is right now able to learn to reach a level of mastery. So if you guys are young, if you guys are under, you know, 18 and under, probably a little older than that, it's okay too. But if you guys are young, still in, high school, still in junior high, elementary, whatever, just pick something that you want to become a master in right then and commit to it. If you can do that, you are going to be so more advanced than people that did it later in life. More likely, right? Unless you're not that interested, you got to follow what your interest is. So if you have only YouTube as your social media, bro, or sis, you're good. That's really awesome. That's an advantage because everybody else is hooked, taking like quick selfies on every other social media, and then like they're addicted to scrolling. You're good. Trust. Unless you got like a video game addiction, then that's a whole other thing. That's good. Yeah, whatever grade you're in. I mean, if you're like, obviously, if your brain's developed and you're like 25 and older, and you just started drawing, it's gonna be a little harder because these people they've been doing it when they were younger, so they got to be able to access their own style, their own interests at a younger age. It doesn't mean it's over for you. You can always create, and the more willing and the more loose you are, the more access you will have to your own unique style. Right. So do that scribble practice you guys saw me doing at the beginning. Where you scribble on the page. You don't really have an intention of what you're going to draw. And then from the scribbles, you lightly erase and you try to find interesting shapes. You try to make sense of it as you go. Yeah, that's awesome. You want to be as good as Mr. Yeah, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama, for sure. For sure. He was just drawing, bro. He was drawing all day. That's what he did, even when he got older. That's all it is. It's consistency and passion. Talent has very little to do with it. Talent isn't really even a. Some people have a very intrinsic drawing towards something, for sure, but I don't know if you'd say that's talent. Talent is something. I don't know. I'm not sure if I could say it exists. I think people that you would perceive as talented, they started off with scribbles. They got somewhere through some kind of devotional practice of drawing or whatever they're doing, and they achieved a high level that you perceive as something they have natural, but it's just grace. It's just that they've refined their style, their skill. That's all it is, right? And if you can roll up your sleeves, show up, you're gonna be farther than most. But you guys are young, bro. Take advantage of the fact. Like, if I could go back in time, man, I would say to people that were on the same path as I was to stay focused on drawing and to keep producing art, to hang out with other artists, and to challenge each other and learn from each other and have a rivalry and like just get better, bro. Just keep going, going, going. Don't stop. Be very curious about what you can bring out to the world. That's dope, Jerry. That's good. You're confident. It's gonna help you. It's gonna help you a lot. You drew your PFP. What does PFP mean again? Profile pic. Is that what it is? Very nice. Man, I'm starving, guys. I am so hungry. I want to eat. Something good. I'm starving. You know what? I can start. I could use to start a little bit. Sit out there. Gain some weight. Started. Eating too much pizza. I'm getting 300 pounds. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. 300 pounds of dough. I want to eat food, please. I'll draw a picture for you. Get away from me. We're just gonna blitz through this real quick. I want to put my earbuds in. Oh. This is why I search for people with no views. There's the best. They deserve to be the best. You deserve to be the best in YouTube. You're so nice. Thank you, brother. Yeah, a lot of what you see on YouTube is, and a lot of social media, they're bought and paid for. The reason they have so much visibility is because they're either doing something that is not theirs, like they're drawing characters that don't belong to them, and that's it, or um, they're they're actually being pushed by a publisher or something like that. But shit, real recognize real, right? And I take out like fucking 95% of what the hell is out there, if not all. Um, in terms of just like if you look at what I'm working on, you kind of understand it. You see like, oh shit, this hasn't been done. There's something here to be shared. Whether that's knowledge, whether that's the story, but regardless, it's all about sharing your work, sharing what you're creating, and putting it out there. And like-minded people will find you inevitably. There's no limbo here. Oh wow, is there no lahem? No, lahem. I need some lahem. Oh shit. Okay. Well, thank you. God bless you. Oh. Oh, sorry. I can't hear nothing. Wow. I don't think so. Okay. Let me show the watermelon. Reading watermelon on a hot day. It's nice. Thank you. All right. All right. Yeah, that's good. Good watermelon. Hey, what's up, Jen? Thanks, brother. Let me take another bite. Mm, delicious. Okay. Yo, my Wi-Fi tripping. Don't worry, I'll be back, and I make watching you a habit when I draw. Okay, thanks, bro. Appreciate you, dude. Definitely look into your work and follow you back, my guy. It's really important to be conscious of the tip of the pencil or marker or whatever. You always want to be aware of how that tip is moving, how that's angled, so you can make sharp lines, and so you can know how to better manipulate it. So I'm like literally holding it like I would a pencil, using the angle of it on the side to get a certain line that I'm interested in making. Um, forgot to put music for you guys. Thank you, Yen. Appreciate you. It's not precious, but it's not something which you could just, you know, treat as garbage. So you want to have a balance. You don't want to be overly intentional and perfectionistic, but you don't want to be too wild and chaotic. I need another bite. Delicious. Perfection. Yeah, I know. Most of the people that are making it and they're like they have a lot of views and they're doing manga. If you look at their page, bro, it's really sad. Like you'll find very little art, and it's most of the time they're just talking about some subject or about some relevant thing to the community, manga making or manga or comics. It's more like they're reporters than actual mangakas. Some channels are good, like they'll actually show concepts from their story and their characters, but unfortunately, a lot of them will have a little bit of that, but 90% of their content is them looking into the camera, talking to you guys, telling you what you should think about AI art, what you should think about this, telling you, whatever side of the manga, anime shit they're on, like, oh, Naruto versus One Piece or whatever. Like that's what it is, and that's the level they're at for a good majority of them. And I urge you guys, don't go into that direction just because you want numbers. Keep creating your art, sharing your art, and making sure that what you're putting out is your art and not just like, trying to pull numbers because people like to see a person talking to a camera and, express their opinion. That's not really relevant to your style journey. You're trying to find your own way. You're trying to find your own art style. Doing that, it's more about getting numbers, and you kind of lose credit. To be honest, you go down in like people's eyes when you're just all your content is just that, and you call yourself an artist. It's like, no, I want to see your art. So make sure that that's what you guys are constantly putting out, not constantly just trying to feed the algorithm with trendy subjects or doing fan art. So the real game that we're playing here is playing with negative and positive space. So what is negative and positive space? So we got negative space, which is the white of the page. And then you got positive space, which are all these lines that you're seeing and the shapes they close. So a lot of the times when you have just a white space, let's say I have a big white space in the center, that'll draw a lot of people's attention. And the viewer, maybe you don't want him to focus on that white space. So the game is to make sure there's a balance between that negative space and the positive space or the positive shapes, right? And whenever you see an area that's white or blank, whatever tone paper you're using, um, that can potentially create a point of focus for the viewer. And if you don't want their eye to stay in that one spot, you want them to go throughout the design. You want to make sure that ratio between that negative and white space is good. And it's really an instinctual thing. Um, you know, there's people they'll try to theorize it and make a philosophy. They'll say like it's best to do things in threes and fives and odds. It's best to do a mixture of macro and micro textures and designs. Yeah, that helps. But really, what's best is what you decide is interesting and what direction you're pulled towards. So constantly be in tune with your own subjective intrigue and direction that you want to take a picture in. All right, I need another bite. What's up, guys? Welcome. Try to keep in mind about the point that you make. You know, if you're not aiming to make a flat edge just because the marker ended that way, the way you made the mark, you got to go back. You got to make sure it's pointy. And make sure that you're not creating something called tangents. You see how this point is now interacting with this and they're blending in? That's creating a point of tangent. Okay? So break that. Saying no. So you got to make everything kind of stand out and not blending in unless that's your intention. Do I think our school is beneficial? Yes, our school is very beneficial. It will help you out. But it'll also corrupt you at the same time. So you need to constantly get a balance between what you learn and what you directly learn from the experience of creating your art. You don't want to fall into the trap of trying to please, you know, these people who can't a lot of the times draw for shit. They just have a lot of jargon and theories of design, and then they push it on you and say, "This is what art is. This is what good art is, and this is what bad art is." Right? Um, but really, don't fall for that. That shit is just religion. Um, what you want to do is just be aware that uh, you gotta take what works for your style, for your way, and your career path and your medium, and also be aware of what you make work, your way, your shape language. So balance the two. Don't become a sheep, art sheep. There's so many art sheeps out there in art school. It's really a place for them to just hang out with each other. Um, a lot of these teachers, bro, they really can't draw for shit. Not saying all of them, but just be aware. Like there's some people who could talk really good and end up in high positions of authority in the art school system. And then when you look at their portfolio and they've been teaching for like 50 years, they're like, wait, this is your portfolio? You're not that much better than an art student. What the hell? You're not even that much better. What the hell? Oh, because you went through this system and you're a good talker. Oh, okay. So be aware of that. And don't let anybody put you down or try to tell you this is a waste of your time. Or, anyone like that, automatically, don't hate them, but just know that they're not your ally. They're not your friend. They want to decide your potential. Good at drawing, but can't really create my own style and drawing. Well, the secret to creating your own style is to start to become interested in what shapes you're interested in. So, do the shape hunting exercise, scribble, look inside the scribbles for images and interesting shapes. When I was a kid and when I was living in my apartments at night, it was hard for me to sleep because I'd have too many, ideas, cooking up story, whatever. And I would be getting a lot of these ideas from looking at the ceiling and seeing the dry paint. You know how it chips? There's like a chipping to it. It's not flat dry. There's like dots and dots and dots, random dots everywhere. And I would end up creating images just by looking at the ceiling and trying to find what faces I could find, what creatures I could find, what is there for me. When you start to tap into that side of yourself where you're asking, what's there for me to pull out? Rather than, what am I going to create today? From a bottom up perspective, you're actually being open to receiving images, downloads, right? Information that's surprising and intriguing, right? So the secret to really finding your own style is finding, like I did as a kid, all those interesting images in this chaos, in the seeming chaos, and pulling them out from that chaos into order. Right? An illustrator is someone who illuminates, someone who brings light to what is there otherwise dark, in the dark or unseen. And so you don't necessarily, when you say I'm good at drawing stuff outside of me rather than from the inside of me, it's really just saying I haven't swam in that ocean yet. I've been basking in the sun. I've been looking around and drawing from what I see. But in that ocean, that imagination, it's something still new to me. I want to go in that more. And that's all it is. Don't make it like I'm not good or I'm bad or whatever. It's not. It's just a matter of like, well, you're willing to get into the water, willing to swim in not knowing and questions and figuring it out as you go. That's good, Jerry. Oh no, the Instagram phone died. You know what that means, y'all? that the video I was going to make from this had ended abruptly. And I can't use the video from these different lives. I can only use it from the Instagram because it's the fastest. This is not good. Shit. All right, I might have to end it and restart it when this is charged, so I can actually make my videos for you guys. If I keep drawing, then I'm gonna miss the rest of the footage. Okay. All right, guys. So you're gonna have to end it here. It was fun. We got a random scribble. We turned into a character. You know, another day, another scribble, and another design. And we're gonna go probably do some more when I come back. I think at this point we're done with this. We can add more inking and coloring, but really, I think it looks nice with just pink on the eyes, actually. So we're done. I gotta charge this Instagram phone of mine right here, so I can go live again and record to make videos for y'all. I'll be back. Thank you, Jerry. It was nice meeting you. I'll check out your page. Yeah, Jerry Plays. Shout out to Jerry Plays. I guess to the two other people watching, check out his channel. I'm gonna check it out. All right, guys. Later. Have a